matter of Volodymyr Zhukovskyy, docket 1923 CR 3975. Your Honor, this docket alleges that on June 24, 2019, Mr. Zhukovskyy was a fugitive from justice by reason of being present in this Commonwealth and being charged with having committed a crime, to wit, negligent homicide, 7 counts, in another state, to wit, New Hampshire, pursuant to Massachusetts General Law 276, Section 20A.
Not guilty, please let it draw on your behalf, sir. Attorney Frank, would you accept this appointment?
I would. It actually comes out of Boston. I need no appointment from this court.
Very well. Thank you, counsel. All right, so not guilty pleas have entered. And Commonwealth, any requests in this case?
Thank you, Your Honor. Fred Burns for the Commonwealth. We are asking the defendant be held without right until returned to authorities for the state of New Hampshire. Speaking with Attorney Frank, he's indicated that the defendant intends to waive his right to rendition. We do have authorities today here from the state of New Hampshire who would be able to take him immediately upon his signature, Your Honor.
That's all correct, Your Honor. There's one point I'd like to just put on the record. He is intending to waive today. I've spoken to the New Hampshire law enforcement people who are here to take him today. I represent him now. I will represent him until he gets a new attorney appointed to him in New Hampshire. And I've asked that they not interrogate him without going through me, whether he gives permission or not, and they have accepted to that request.
Thank you, counsel. All right, so, sir, you have the right to require the state of New Hampshire to obtain a governor's warrant to return you to that state. The state of New Hampshire would have to present evidence to a court to establish that they have probable cause to believe that you are the person who committed the crime in that state. Understanding that you have these rights, do you wish to waive your rights to interstate rendition proceedings in return to the state of New Hampshire?
Yes.
All right, are you doing this freely, willingly, and voluntarily?
Yes.
So now, at this point in time, the defendant would have to sign the 3 forms that the clerk's office has created. All right. All right.
Mr. Zhukovskyy, I realize you cannot raise your right hand, but do you swear or affirm that the evidence you have given the court in the matter now in hearing has been the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Attorney Frank, is it my understanding that your client is stipulating to identification that he is the party?
Yes, he is.
Thank you. And at this point in time, if the New Hampshire officials could approach. Thank you.
President.
Your Honor, if all the paperwork is in order, the Commonwealth will file a null pros as the defendant being taken into custody by New Hampshire authorities.
Very well, since the defendant has been taken into custody by the New Hampshire authorities, the Commonwealth has elected to dismiss this complaint, and Mr. Zhukovskyy can take it into custody.
Thank you very much.
Anything further, Attorney Burns?
Nothing from the Commonwealth. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing else.
All right, thank you.
My name is John McCormick. I'm the Coos County Attorney. Here to inform you that Mr. Volodymyr Zhukovskyy of West Springfield, Massachusetts, was formally charged with 7 counts of negligent homicide this morning in the Coos Superior Court. He waived arraignment and appearance. He's being held on a detention order at this point at the Coos County House of Corrections. With that said, I'd be happy to take a few brief questions from you all.
Can you talk a little bit about the nature of what may have happened? You kind of know what happened in going over the center line, but was there any reason that you guys have been able to?
At this point, there's still an ongoing investigation, although he has been charged at this point. I can't release any more information than that at this point.
Can you give some insight as to why he was released the night of the crash?
Again, this was a very complex crash scene, complex collision involving multiple motorists who incidentally the county attorney and office of county attorney and the entire state is grieving for this loss. It was a complex situation, and we wanted to make sure that it developed before we made any rash decisions, and we wanted to make sure we had probable cause.
As many of you know, Mike Ferrazzi was a deputy sheriff that worked for us. He was unfortunately killed in this accident. And I am the spokesperson for Mike's family. As you can imagine, they are in deep sadness and mourning. Their father, grandfather, husband was taken tragically in this with the others. The Ferrazzi family would like you all to know, and your listeners to know, that there is a heartfelt thanks to those first responders who are out there. As you just heard the county attorney say, this was very chaotic, a very tragic scene. I personally know, through conversation, that there have been people that are working day and night, day after day. I personally spoke with the governor and the Attorney General's office, who has been extremely helpful to the Ferrazzi family and keeping us in the loop on what they can tell us. And we are grateful for that. More importantly, we are grateful to all of those people who had to investigate that horrific scene. I think you all can imagine how difficult that is. Today, me and my staff escorted the Ferrazzi family and many of the survivors and other family members and members of the motorcycle group up here today. The intention was to be part of this hearing as part of their healing